has healed you. There are numerous accounts in the Bible of miraculous healing, but this line has always stuck with me since I was a child. Perfect, thank you.
Excuse me, could you speak up a little bit?
Your faith has healed you. Even now, I'm reminded of this story in hospital on a weekly, if not sometimes a daily basis. I have a rather unorthodox view that surgery is a failure. Certainly in the hand or the wrist, which is my area, where things are so very delicate, inevitable scarring will frequently mean that the result isn't perfect, or it might solve one problem, but it'll create another. So whenever I offer surgery or I recommend an operation, it means that all other options have failed, or they're most likely going to fail. But among all the accounts of healing, of miracles described in the Bible, I haven't read a single one that involves surgery. God doesn't believe in surgery. He doesn't work so crudely. He knows better, and frequently Jesus will heal with just a touch or with words alone, and he never picks up the scalpel. So how does surgery work? We know the science, we understand the anatomy, we have amazing tools, we have titanium implants, we have very, very small screws for me to fix little bones, we even have 3D printed tissue, all to help us. Yet, with all of this, there have been so many times I've done an operation and I've been really, really pleased, Dare I say it, proud, telling myself that that operation went as best and as smoothly as was possible. Bones fixed, arthritis solved, nerves repaired, the skin sutured, even restoring the tattoo of a loved one's name. But despite this, sometimes the patient still does not have a good result. The x-rays look amazing, in my opinion. But the hand doesn't move properly. Pain is still a problem. Or an infection can develop. And I don't know why. At other times, you'll be horrified to hear, and please don't call the GMC. Other times, I will leave an operation and I will think to myself, gosh, I could have done that so much better. The bone shatters as I put just that final tighten on the screw. The sutures don't hold nicely. Or I can't even find the one thing I've gone to go and look for and repair, such as a small nerve in the finger. And I spend ages dissecting and looking for it. So many times, however, when I see that person again, I've been disappointed in my own performance, when I see them again, weeks later, with a sense of dread, they're smiling, and they thank me for doing such a good job, because they're feeling so much better. And all I think is, it wasn't me. The good results, or the bad results, wasn't me. There must be something else going on, or someone else behind it. And when I explore those surprise good results, usually people tell me that they had faith. Or they say things like, I was in your hands. Not in my hands, in God's hands. And it really bugs me when they say this, but I have to just smile. And I can really shout that out of my head. It wasn't me. It wasn't my hands you were in. Equally, the surprise good results. Equally, the surprise bad results, when I thought everything went well. These, when I explore further, tend to be in people who were never really sure they wanted an operation in the first place, or they were second-guessing their decision later on. And these people tended to lack faith. So now I tell people, Regardless of whether it's a long-standing problem or a fresh injury, there is always an element of uncertainty with surgery. It's a gamble or a leap of faith. But once they make their decision, I always tell them, don't second-guess your decision. Believe, and your faith will heal you. For us as Christians, faith is a defining quality. In John chapter 6, when the people have just asked Jesus, what specifically do they need to do in order to earn salvation, or in the Bible context, receive eternal bread? Jesus answers, the work of God is this, to believe in the one he has sent. That's all. Just have faith in Jesus. That's it. No magnanimous or monumental acts required. Faith has to be directed at the correct object. We can't just have faith or have faith in faith. That's just positive thinking, which is good. Positive thinking is very good. Maggie's smiling at me, yes. Positive thinking is very good. But don't get me wrong, it is a very powerful thing. Positive thinking can influence recovery and it can help speed up recovery from surgery. But to be truly healed, not just physically but spiritually, we must have faith in God and faith in Jesus. And in that way, our faith can heal us. And I did wonder whether just having faith in God is enough. Is that more important than the strength of faith? And I'm thinking now of the story of Jesus calming the storm in Matthew chapter 8. And another thing I always wondered, why did Jesus bother calming the storm and saving the disciples after he rebuked them by saying, "You of little faith"? They didn't have a lot of faith, but the little faith that they did was directed at Jesus. They could have just surrendered to doom and let him sleep, but no, they had faith in Jesus and they woke him up to save them. Their faith did heal them, did save them. So that was my talk about faith and surgery. And I thought, rather than leave you on something heavy, I would leave you on a little anecdote that I read while I was on a book, lying down, as someone took a photo of me lying down at Fox Hill in the sunlight, and put it on Facebook.
Wasn't me.
I know. So a little anecdote from a book that I'd read. Doctors tell us we have a disease we've never heard of, write a prescription that we can't read, for a medicine whose name we can't even pronounce, which we take to a chemist who we barely know, and they give us a bottle of liquid that tastes like poison, which we take, and sometimes we even go back for more. That's faith.